Hello friends, it's Kira Snow and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So as you can see, I look a little bit crazy today. I just finished putting together my early 2000s look because that's the theme of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Star 7 Episode 6. And today I'll be recapping the highlights and some of the low points of this episode. So if you're interested in that, then keep watching. Alright, so we are left off on a cliffhanger from last week to figure out who the winning queens are going to give their extra legendary legend star to. So Raja ends up giving her star to Evie Oddly, and Jinx gives hers to Jada. And this was, I will admit, pretty expected for me. I knew Evie was going to get one. I just didn't know who was going to get the other one. So Jinx says it's because Jada has just made this competition a little bit easier for her, like by being, just always very positive. So, I mean, that's a nice, sweet reason. Is it really based in reality? I don't know. I feel like there's a little more strategy to that than she's letting on. But, that's what was done. So the main challenge for this episode is early 2000s girl groups, Y2K. All right, so the queens are left to divide amongst themselves into two groups. And we see a little bit of tension there because I think it was Monet who says, oh, let's just, get into the groups where we're standing. And it seems like the girls on the right towards Monet were very happy with the group that they were in. But Vivienne and some of the other girls felt like, they were just kind of the leftovers. So Viv, makes the point. She's like, it kind of seemed like we were just thrown into here, not really given a choice. And so Jinx comes up with the idea, go to the couch of the song that you want. And so that ends up happening and the groups stay practically the same. So that's a little bit of a cause for drama a little bit. I think Viv is just salty from the fact that she's blocked, but that's it. So in the group with Shay, Monet, Trinity, and Raja, they named themselves Mr., which is a great name. And in their actual performance, they do a pretty fabulous job, to be honest. Both groups did really well. But what stood out to me was that Shay, her dance moves were by far the best. They were crisp, clean, and had a lot of expression in them. And I did like her look, the hair. She had very early 2000s hair with part of it dyed, and the look was great. The only thing is she was wearing pants, and then the color of her outfit was black, which just innately makes you stand out less if you're wearing black. So I think the color choice and pants was not good. I don't really recall girl groups wearing pants a whole lot. If they do wear pants, it's the Britney ones that are skin tight, latex, something very sexy. And that's not really what Shay was giving with those pants that she had on. So I think if she elevated her look a little bit and put more thought into maybe her character, then she could have done better. I think the reason that Shay fades into the background is because the character that she portrays is not a compelling one. It's not a round character. It's kind of a flat one. So that's why she doesn't really beat out the other queens who have a fully realized character like Vivienne, Jinx, and Evie. So that's something that I think is going to be a potential hurdle for her to overcome in this season in general. But enough about her. Next, we're on to Monet. Her look was absolutely flawless. She looked gorgeous, and I could see her being from the early 2000s girl group. So I thought she did a great job. And the only thing was, like, with her lyrics, it's hard to kind of like parse out what she was saying because her voice was a little bit soft. So maybe it was just me. I'm kind of hard of hearing in general. So, getting up there, going to be 25 this year. So, I mean, maybe that's why. But I think she did a very solid job. Trinity, I think her dance moves during her specific part could have been, elevated. There was something left to be desired. She was just kind of like stamping around on stage. Like, in comparison to Shay and everybody else, it's just hers looked very boring because she was barely doing anything. She was just walking on stage. It's like, come on, girl, do something. Like, even during her lip syncs, she's more entertaining. So, I don't know. Maybe she was just focusing really hard on getting the group choreo down. But if you do that, you take away effort from your time to shine. So, maybe she should have thought about that a little more. I feel like I'm coming off very harsh today. I don't know why. I'm sorry, queens. I love you all. So for Raja, I really enjoyed her. I think she had a firm grasp on the challenge, and she took the opportunity to like squeak in as many like references as possible. She referenced Lucy Liu. She had a little like flip phone, which was great. And her looks are always gorgeous. She looked amazing. She had similar hair as me, but hers was way better. She didn't have the little buns, but she had like, these things in the front. So I don't know hair terminology. So she did really well. Her dance moves did leave something to be desired, but she did pretty solidly. It wasn't like obviously bad. At least she was like moving and doing interesting things during like her little like solo part, so that was good. She didn't do horribly bad. And then the other girl group is called, quote, the other girls. It's very confusing to talk about them. But the people in that group were Vivian, Jada, Evie, and Jinx. Oh my god, I almost forgot about her. So I guess let's cut to the chase. Jinx, I was not feeling it. Like, I understand she's trying to be like the older one in the girl group, but her makeup and everything, like, she wasn't old enough looking. And yeah, she just wasn't old enough looking. Like, her character like didn't like match like her outfit really. I want to see like gray hair or like drawn on wrinkles on your face or something. But maybe like something like Raja did when she made herself look old. Like, that's what I want. Like, we need to see your character come fully to life, appearance-wise and like acting-wise. Jinx made it clear acting-wise that she was old, but not really in appearance-wise. So it kind of came across as a little bit disjointed to me for Jinx. So not a super strong performance by Jinx this week. So Evie, I think she did really well. I really like how she had that like dial up like thing going on, and she kept her character throughout, and hers was the most interesting. Her actual look was pretty ugly, but it didn't really matter because she was playing like an insane character. So, I mean, sure, I guess it goes well together. And I like how Evie like gave the inspiration for the entire group. Like, she quickly said, oh, I want to be we're all the weird like girls who got rejected from the other girl groups. Like, that rallied them together, and they kind of were like the underdogs in my view. And so for Jada, the lyrics were really good. They actually went with the beat super well. I think Jada wanted to come across as a rapper who was like, but not a good rapper, but instead she came across as a pretty good rapper who was just like having weird constipation issues. I think she flatlined a little because she made her whole character about poop. Like, you could have a little bit of that, but you need to like have something else or else you become flatline. It's like the bit was getting a little bit old towards the end for me. But other than that, she did amazing. And then one of the standouts, of course, was Miss Vivian, my girl. So she did fantastic. Like, not only was the look good, she had them little pencil eyebrows down. She was very entertaining, and right out the gates during the performance, she gave energy, energy, energy. And her lyrics were super funny. You could hear them loud and clear. Everyone knew who she was. And she gave me a little bit of like a Spice Girls vibe, which I'm kind of giving now too. So, I mean, it was just excellent, 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 excellent from Vivian. So as far as like which girl group did better, it's they were super close. Like, I can't really pick, and luckily during the judging they don't really have to pick. They just pick the top two. So I can't really pick. They're kind of like, I mean, as far as like entertaining wise, what do you remember more? I remember the other girls more than Mr., to be honest. And at the end, I feel like, sincerely speaking, Monet and Shay could have worked on their acting a little bit more. When Monet like tries to play this like sad character, it doesn't come across as like actually sad. Like, it's not genuine enough. When I hear Monet saying like, "Oh, what does that make us?" when Shay threatens to leave the girl group, I don't believe it. Like, I'm not in the fantasy. I think Monet just needs to like be a little bit better about the acting skills. You know, once she goes like full on, then, you know, we can really, her comedy can come across more if her acting is stepped up a little bit. And then with Shay, it was a little awkward because it's like we could tell they were acting, and I mean, I didn't really hear anybody laughing in the audience like they were during the other girls. But I still think that the Mr. group, like, they did do really well. It's just, you know, at this point, we're giving critiques just, it's kind of like splitting hairs, you know. We're comparing the best of the best. So we have to make these, like, little observations if we want to, like, judge them fairly. Fair and square. So for the runway, we had Night of 1,000 Dollies. Amazing. I love Dolly Parton. She is a goddess, a queen. She is everything. Before Drag Race, I just kind of treated Dolly Parton like, you know, any other like singer, songwriter, actress. But like after, well, I mean, I still liked her and I knew she was really talented. But after Drag Race, like, I kind of just like opened my eyes to appreciating, you know, actresses and performers like way more, because I don't know, it's just drag queens and the drag community holds like these singers and actresses to such a high standard that it just makes me like appreciate them, those songwriters and singers, like way more. So yeah, but anyways, for Raja's, I thought the look was really good. You know, she looked very Dolly-like, and she just was so shiny and beautiful. The garment was on point. Trinity was good. Her makeup was just a little off. And then Vivian, she was wearing the blue dress that was very flowy. She looked scarily a lot like Dolly Parton. I think Viv is one of those very talented makeup artists that can transform themselves like into other people, literally. And it was gorgeous. Like, I just love that look completely. And Shay was like bad girl Dolly. She wore the black thigh-high boots, I believe. And I thought that was a good look. It was unique for sure. I really liked it. It was pretty good. And then Monet was the coat of many colors. And it was absolutely gorgeous. You know, I think maybe she could have changed the hair a little bit to be more Dolly-like and less, I mean, because Dolly's hair is like a mix of like curls and then like some a little bit like straighter parts, but Monet's wig was just a bunch of curls. So, I mean, I'm kind of being very critical here, but it was really good. It just, her makeup transformation was not as impressive as the Vivien's. So, but she's still like, you could argue that she looked like a Dolly. Not the best Dolly, but a Dolly. All right. So the top two All-Stars of the week are Vivian and Evie. And the lip sync is absolutely fabulous. I feel like in that moment when I first watched it, I was like, Vivian is literally embodying the spirit of Dolly Parton. Like, we are watching Dolly, because the way she was acting was just so very Dolly. I was just like, you know, the spirit of Dolly has been channeled through Vivian in this moment. Like that, it was just like, it gave me chills, and I like rewatched it over and over. So I feel like that was an iconic moment in Drag Race history. So, I mean, I was just happy to watch it. Vivian is the winner of the lip sync. And what we see is Vivian chooses to block Jinx. And I can see, you know, Jinx is not very happy about this, but, you know, it's how the cookie crumbles, I guess. Payback is real within these 4 pink walls at RuPaul's Drag Race. So that about does it for episode 6. I hope you guys enjoyed this recap. And as far as who's gonna win the season, I feel like it's looking really strongly like it might be Jada, Jinx, Vivian, and then I'm not quite sure who the last one is. Everyone's still got a shot for sure. Nobody's like pulling ahead too greatly in the lead. It's just Jinx is really knocking all these challenges out of the park, and so is Vivian. But at the same time, that puts like a target on their back for other queens to like potentially block them because they know they're doing well. So that's a little bit tricky. But anyways, please guys, follow me on Instagram and TikTok and give this video a like if you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!